almost over. Well, here's the recap of the game that I had. Basically, I did watch it, but again, skimmed through it thanks to DVR whatsoever. Browns, they started off pretty good. 67-yard run by Jerome Ford, and then we fumble it at the 1 yard line. Yeah, I saw that. I couldn't believe that. Once more, I probably would have shut the game off if I was watching that anytime sooner, but that turned the Bengals were able to drive down the field, score a touchdown, 7-0. Cincinnati Bengals. DTR, first quarter got sacked with a loss of 6 yards. Cincy, though, missed a 47-yard field goal, and that another sack for loss of yards for DTR. 7-yard loss, and that recaps the first quarter. Second quarter, he gets sacked again for a loss of 8 yards. I'm just writing notes down that I wrote on the phone. I'm not going to recap what really, really all happened and everything. But yeah, just all that, and that actually led to another touchdown for the Bengals, making it 14-0. So the Browns are down to 14-0 instead of 14-7, because again we fumbled at the 1 yard line during the first drive of our. Actually, I think it was our first drive of our game in the first quarter. I'm not even kidding. But yeah, and then once more, wait, what? Oh, I said that right. DTR sacked again for a loss of 8 more yards. He got sacked a lot in this game. Okay, let's just say that maybe 5 times or so. The good news is Myles Garrett did get his 100th sack against Joe Burrow. So basically, Cincinnati was able to get a 59-yard field goal. It was freaking Cade York, former Browns player that we released. Got a little bit of redemption. So now it's 17-0 at half. I'll tell you one thing, though. The Browns in the third quarter, though, they stepped up a little bit. They really did. They did score a touchdown, but, of course, we have a terrible kicker known as... he's so terrible that I don't remember his name anymore. I'm sorry. Missed the extra point. And basically, Browns, the defense was playing well in the second half, the third quarter. And after the third quarter is over, Browns had a total of 107 yards, and we held Bengals to only 11 yards. So a little bit of momentum. It's 17-6, end of the third. Fourth quarter, though, bad stuff happens once more. Browns thought they scored a touchdown. Of course, the referees, they brought it back because of a holding call. Isn't that great? It's always the refs, And then basically during that one drive, they've been getting holding calls like crazy, sent back and everything, and nothing happened. And DTR throws an interception in the end zone. Ain't that great? Dorian Thompson-Robinson. And Browns, they got a sack for Joe Burrow. That was Mike Hall. But DTR, all of a sudden, he starts throwing interceptions. So, yeah, and basically, this game was basically over. But not exactly, because in the fourth quarter, Browns, they sacked Joe Burrow. It was a fumble near the goal line. And thought, okay, maybe some momentum here. But unfortunately, Browns couldn't do nothing about it. And Bengals scored a touchdown. Joe Burrow to Jamar Chase. Sealed the deal. Final score, 24-6. Jeez. So, yeah, another loss for the Cleveland Browns. We're not the worst team ever because Giants, they have the worst record. So all I can say is, I guess, keep losing. I don't know. But, all right, let's see what we got out of the stats here. I mean, you could tell Dorian Thompson, he had a little rough time. He had a rough day. He was 20 for 34, 157 yards, 2 interceptions. So, I'll tell you one thing. I think in the first half, he was really struggling. But Joe Burrow, 23 out of 30, 252 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Ford rushing for 92 yards, 11 carries. Got into the end zone one time. Njoku, 66 yards of 8 receptions. But final score, 24-6. Cincinnati Bengals. Browns are 3-12. Coming up next, Browns got to face the Miami Dolphins. It was supposed to be a primetime game Sunday night. They said, no, we're not going to put the Cleveland Browns on primetime, all right? We're not doing that. That's a 4 o'clock game. I mean, I could live stream that one. But I'm going to tell you again, if it gets ugly, if it gets really ugly, I'm done. Like, it was like 21-0 Dolphins. I'm out of here. I'm not watching the whole game. I mean, if it's not a close game, so screw that. But I guess that's all I got. You know what? Let's just go to the team stats here. We'll just go to the team stats. 18 first downs for the Browns, 21 for the Bengals. Total plays, who cares? 273 total yards for the Browns, 326 for the Bengals. Total drives, who cares? Passing yards, 210 passing yards. Bengals outpassing us to 125. Browns did it, got 148 rushing yards. Jerome Ford, I mean, you know. Of course, we don't have Chubb. We can't use Chubb because he got injured last week against the Chiefs. Season over, fractured foot. Poor guy. Just never going to be the same. But in the red zone, Browns are 1-3. Bengals, 2-3. But yeah, turnovers. 3 turnovers for Cleveland. 2 interceptions thrown. Only 1 for the Bengals. Actually, just one turnover for the Bengals and 1 fumble lost. And yeah, basically, Browns, they suck. So yeah, that's all I got. Final score 24-6. Cincinnati Bengals. Playoff hope still alive, but they still need a lot of help. Browns trying to play spoilers, but I don't think we're gonna be good enough for that. I guess try to lose all the games. See if we get the first round draft pick. That's all I can say. Browns fans signing out. See you later. I guess next week. We'll see how I feel.